Kevin Stefanski talked about Jim Schwartz and what he has seen from his defensive coordinator.
He and I see the game very similar. He's very honest. Sometimes, that can be taken as brutal honesty, but I just think he's very authentic in his nature. He's been doing it at a high level. I know from my perspective, I get to see a guy who coaches him hard, but it's fair. He's fair with the guys. He's just going to call it like it is.
Casey, we talked about this. A little bit different personality, which I think is good. And you can say the same thing about Bubba Ventrone. So I like the mix that you're kind of sensing from the head coach and the two coordinators, and really the three coordinators. If you Bill Callahan, you put him in there. It's a very different group, and you need that, I think.
Yeah, and it's good to hear that they're in lockstep, but that is not a prerequisite. Like, when you have a head coach like Stefanski who's so involved with the offense, what he needed was a CEO, head coach of the defense. And that's exactly what he has in Schwartz. You don't need to meddle. You don't need to worry about that side of the ball. You just get him the ingredients he needs to cook, and don't complain if the meal tastes bad one week. Just let him work his magic. He's been doing this for a long time at a very high level. You got a pretty good base level talent on that side of the ball with some elite players at key positions. I think it'll be just fine. I think it's very similar to how you said Bill Callahan. That's the name that I think of when I think of Schwartz. It's someone with a wealth of knowledge that Stefanski can lean on if he needs to for like head coaching advice. But as far as there needs to be a divide there, and you just let Schwartz handle that, and Stefanski keep all of his focus on the offense. And
that's one of the reasons when it was apparent that they weren't going to bring back Joe Woods, I said I wanted a Bill Callahan. And again, this is a guy that he's been a head coach. He's not trying to become a head coach. Same thing with Callahan. And he's really good at being a defensive coordinator.
Yep, that's the separation of duties. We don't need Stefanski worrying about anything other than the offense currently, And if Stefanski has to worry about the defense, we have a whole nother list of problems.